Good morning, my dear friends. How are you all today? Love to reconnect with you as we have another day when the Lord calls us to be wonderful human persons. We have seen many biblical characters who were ideal models of holiness to follow. And there are some biblical characters we learn some spiritual lessons and learn from them how we cannot act like them. David is one of the most important characters we come across in the Bible, and his special position in God's account of salvation is really praiseworthy. But one of the intriguing scenes in his life, as he is portrayed by Michelangelo, someone wrote a blog about it. When I read, I was very impressed. That's why I wanted to share those thoughts about that particular encounter David had with Goliath, that scene. And this very unique statue done by Michelangelo of David is in Florence. I have seen it. That his whole weight on his right foot and his sling disappears. Only is probably some stones in his right hand waiting to go on Goliath. This particular scene that is depicted by Michelangelo in that statue of David is a masterpiece and classic of art. But what he is presenting there is highly spiritual. That the symbol of that posture and the presentation of David there is very spiritual, has a lot of spiritual meanings. First, David has really stripped off all the protection, human protection and comfort. And he is exposing himself to the dangers of a battlefield. He is just in front. Anybody can attack him. He was a young man standing there just with a sling and a few pebbles in front of a giant. It almost looked like he's facing an insurmountable obstacle. Cannot pass it to somebody. He has to face it, but it is life threatening. No wonder. In such a situation, we see in him a total dependence on God. He looks like weak, but he looks very strong and hopeful, ready to attack. So he is surrendered himself to the Lord and his power, totally trusting him to face this unique problem he is facing that is in front of him. And that applies to all of us. When there is an insurmountable obstacle comes to us, we face, how do we deal with that? When moments of such challenge we face, we cannot run away. We cannot really come down and escape or really evade the situation. Rather, you have a radical dependence on God, a total surrender to his power. You know that you are vulnerable, you are weak, but that is the exact moment you surrender your vulnerability and your weakness and powerlessness to the transforming power of the Lord, who can bring a great spiritual transformation and strength in you, that your human excellence comes out at that moment of weakness through God, God's transforming power working in you and with you and through you. And that is the way our human excellence is always expressed in our radical dependence on God in moments when we face insurmountable obstacles and difficulties of life. From David, we learn that he overcame a great giant, Goliath, who intimidated everyone, but he could not intimidate David because he radically depended on God. That is the key to human excellence. That is the key to face any obstacle. That is the only way we can succeed as true disciples of Jesus. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.